Okay, so Paul Maloney says, you mentioned analyzing one of your wife's dreams that left you feeling hopeful that we'll emerge from this chaos okay. Do you still feel this way? Any new signs? Well, who knows, right? Because the future's complicated and no one's a prophet. I don't know what to think. I think this, I guess. I already mentioned earlier in this Q&A that on a global level, there is all sorts of reasons for real optimism as far as I'm concerned. There's reasons for pessimism as well, but there's reasons for real optimism. And it looks to me like what's happening is that the spread of the Western free market individualist ethos around the world is producing a substantive increment in wealth, a substantive decrease in poverty. And the consequence of that decrease in poverty is also in places like China, which, by the way, China is reforesting. So that's pretty interesting. China is now rich enough so that it can afford to reforest. So there's more forest in China than there was in 1990, which is quite a remarkable thing. Anyways, my point is that on the global scale, things appear to be very positive. But then in the West, we seem to be suffering from a crisis of confidence. And that's destabilizing us and making us act foolishly. And I don't know how much of a threat that is to the integrity of our political system. And I'm so much in the middle of this, let's say, personally, that it's hard for me to have a clear head about it. Now, I'm very optimistic about a variety of things that I see. I'm very optimistic, for example, about the fact that so many people are coming out to these long-form lectures and paying attention to high complexity educational and political material on YouTube. There's a real hunger for that. And as I said before, the lecture tour that I'm on has been extremely positive. It's really something to see all these thousands of people come out to concentrate on getting their lives together. And I do believe that that's why people are coming out. And then, I don't remember if I did a Q&A since I did the discussions with Sam Harris, but I did 4 discussions with him, 4 debates, let's say, each of which was about 2 hours long, 2 in Vancouver, 1 in Dublin and 1 in London, UK. And there were about 3,000 people at each of the Vancouver events, 8,500 people in Dublin, and something approximating 6,500 in London. And the audience was very attentive for the 2-hour stretch for all 4 discussions. And so I do see more intelligence in the general population, say, than I think we presumed was there, and more hunger for serious discussion. And I'm hoping that people who are clear-headed and sensible can push back the idiot collectivist radicals on the left and on the right. We'll see. So yeah, I'm hopeful, because I think that people are remarkable creatures despite their limitations and the absurdity of our existence and our proclivity toward malevolence. I think that we can, whatever constitutes our essence is capable of transcending that. And I think that people know that, and I think the more people that realize that consciously and start to implement it, the better off we'll be. And so, nested inside my extreme pessimism about the structure of life and the frailty of human character is an exceptional optimism about our potential. So we'll see. But I would also say to all of you that are listening, it is my firm belief that each of us have a responsibility to set the world right in the manner that we are able to, and that is a fundamental import. I really believe in some sense it's of cosmic import. in the same way that consciousness itself is of cosmic import. And consciousness reflects being itself. And so, and I do believe that we have the ability and the responsibility to bring new creation into being, and that our ethical decisions help us, that the value of that new being is dependent directly on the ethical decisions that each of us make. And I think we can realize that, even though it's a frightening thing to realize.